Hi guys, welcome to Ask Me Anything About Evernote number 24. Don't forget, if you've got a question, leave it in the comments and I'll put it on the list. Don't forget to subscribe, tamingthetrunk.com, tamingthetrunk.com, or if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. There we go. So, one question today, big question. Person on Reddit has asked, I know, dangerous this, could be anything. Somebody on Reddit, what are they going to say? Do you use Evernote tasks? If yes, what does your workflow look like? So yes, I do use Evernote tasks. I used Todoist from about, it was almost after it started, I think. Soon after, maybe 2010, 11, 12, something like that. I started using Todoist and I used it until I think it was the summer of 2021 when Evernote introduced recurring tasks. It's just before Bending Spoons bought them, so maybe 2021, 2, something like that anyway. But once Evernote kind of like bought in recurring tasks, I switched everything over to Evernote and I've been using Evernote ever since. It's kind of like, save the subscription and everything's in one place. It kind of works. So what I want to kind of like go through is how I set things up. If you've read Taming the Trunk for a while, you'll know I'm not a big fan of like systems, like other people's systems, and trying to squeeze your own workflow into somebody else's system. Not a big fan of that. I kind of like folk to kind of like develop their own system based on their own brain and their own work and their own job and things like that. So you may take some ideas, but I wouldn't do it exactly the same as me because it may just completely fail big time for you. Okay, how do we set up tasks? I think the first thing to do is to kind of like show how I run clients and projects and things like that compared to like personal stuff and things. So I have a stack for clients. Where are they? Clients are there. Okay, so I have a stack for clients and we've got like Bob Bobson in there, Sally's in there, two of my biggest clients. And inside there, we have basically contact sheets, information, meeting notes, things like that, but also have like a project note. So if it's a small project for a client, then it's just one note inside the client notebook. Okay, but that's only for small projects. And then what I'll do is I'll break the project up into various things. So we basically have a lot of checkboxes, and when all those checkboxes are done, project one is completed. Right at the top, what I would tend to do is have a task in there which says work on project one. Okay, I'm going to set that for today. Okay, so that will appear in my task thing. Now, I don't write down every single freaking thing I've got to do in my task list, because if I did, I would have a list of tasks which were like 100 long for the day. And I'd wake up, I'd switch my computer on, because I start work pretty early. I start work like 6:30 in the morning, and I'd like switch my PC on 6:30 in the morning, look at my task list. There'd be like 120 things on it. And I'd just like, no, I don't want to do it. No, I don't want to do that. Well, it's not really 120 things to do. Do you know what I mean? It's just you're kind of like you're putting everything into your freaking list, so it just looks so big. And not everything on that list has to be done today. Some of the things will probably have to be postponed because during the day, clients will email and say, oh, I'm not sure about that. Let me go back and have a think about it and I'll come back to you on Wednesday or something, right? So then that's a whole lot of that stuff on that task list then has to be shifted somewhere else because the clients put it back a little bit for you, right? So that's why I don't put everything on the task list. So if I was working on project one, I might have lots of boxes in a list, but the only thing that appears in my task list is work on project one. Okay, so then I would go to my project one note and we would start working on these tasks and we would tick them off. When every task is done, we're done. Right. So that's one way I deal with kind of like a client project and things like, or a personal project as well. Exactly the same for a personal project at the end of the day. So what I also do, if the project is really big and it's going to need more than one note, right? And quite a lot of to and froing and things. Then what I do is I have a project stack. And the project stack will have something like my big project in there, right? So my big project is washing the car. So there's a whole list of tick boxes again. This project may have lots of other notes in it, lots of meeting notes in it, lots of all sorts of different stuff. I mean, some of them get quite big, right? If it's a big project for a particular client. I might even link back to the client's notebook from there if I need to, but a lot of the time I don't. But again, out of all of this, if I kind of like on my task list put roof and windows and sides and bonnet and boot and wheels and polish and screen wash, if I put all of that on my task list, it'd be like, dude, this is too much on my task list. So, and same with subtasks. I found this in Todoist. Even if you've got a subtask, there's a little number there telling you how many freaking subtasks there are connected to this task. And it's just like, I've got 86 things to do today. No, I don't want to know that at 6:30 in the morning. I just want life to be simple and easy. So the only task that appears on the task list will be wash the car, right? And then all the processes for washing the car, all the individual little subtasks, I suppose, or the little things that I need to do to complete washing the car, then appear in a little bit of a checklist here. So when we go to tasks, which is further up the screen, I think, there we go. This is kind of what a task list would look like for me. So this is almost a replica of my actual task list for today. Recording this on Monday the 17th of Feb. Right, and I've forgotten to do it, haven't I? Forgotten to do it. There you go, about Evernote. That's the version I'm on, 10.126. Yeah. I forget to do that. So that is pretty much what my thing. So work on project 1. I know I've got to work on project 1. It's assigned to the note, project 1. Okay, that's great. That's fine. So as soon as I want to start working on project 1, I just click the note and I got a project 1 and I got project 1 appear like that. Okay, that's cool. Then I've got various other little things that I need to do. Like I need to update a client on a project. I need to work on a client project. I need to look at a presentation, which I've got to go to Birmingham and present. I've got to book a hotel for a job. I've got to book some train tickets for a job. I've got to do work on another client's project. And I've got to wash the car. Too much to do. So all of this is kind of like almost like what I see on my my actual task list, because this is my demo account. Now, I also bring in daily notes into the feature. So, daily notes is here. Right. So this is today's daily note. And what I do is like, well, hopefully get a solution coming soon for the template. But I Control A, select all, delete it, my templates, add my to-do template. And there we go. Right. So this is kind of what a template looks like for me. This is an actual sort of like replica of my real template. So I've got my admin jobs to do. I've got my chores to do, which be, just take the bins out or whatever it is, right? I'm working on projects. Okay. So I've basically got 3. I've got admin and 3 individual projects. So this is what I see when I wake up in the morning, right? When I build my daily note. I know that I've got 3 things to do. I've got those 3 projects to do and my admin. Right, and admin is there for every single day because I have to do admin every single day, right? So this makes life much easier. Okay, now realistically, if you go into SW project, right, and I'll start working on the SW, there's a whole freaking list of checkboxes that need to be done, right, to complete that project. Right? But the whole project doesn't need to be completed today. So I don't need to see all the tasks in the task list, if that makes sense. Right. So that's what I see. So admin. When I see admin, that then takes me directly to my task list. I think to myself, right, so my admin stuff on here would be looking at the Birmingham presentation, booking a hotel, booking a train ticket. That's my admin work done. So I would spend a little bit of time today doing those 3 things. Won't take too long. Presentation, it's already done. I just need to read through it, check it. That might take me half an hour. Booking a hotel, booking train tickets, both of those together might take me half an hour, something like that. Less than that, probably. So when that's done, we can check off 3 of those things from the list. And then in my daily note, wherever it is, where's the daily notes gone? I need to do a shortcut for my daily notes. There we are. I would then check off admin, and it's done. I'll go and take the bins out. Check off chores. That's done. Right. So this is kind of like how I set up the structure. Now, practically how this appears on my screen is a little bit different. I've got two monitors, work off two different screens. So the right-hand screen for me is like my admin screen. I've got my email on there, got my calendar on there, file explorers on there, project management software. If it's a really big project, I've got like specific project management software that I use. And what I do is I split the screen between tasks in the web and my daily note. So let me show you what it kind of, and what this does is it frees up the desktop app for me to actually work in. I don't have to keep switching away from tasks, away from a daily note to get into a project and then come back to my tasks or come back to my daily note, right? Having tasks open in the web on my second screen, right, is really freaking helpful. So first thing I do is in the daily note thing, I go Alt and there's Mac equivalents. I've just bought a Mac and I'm going to work out what all the keyboard shortcuts are for Macs at some point. I do Alt letter O, and it opens that in a new window. Then I have something prepared earlier. It's on my other screen somewhere. Oh, too many windows open. Right. So let's move this over a bit. So I have something here. So we drag this there and we click that there. And then I move everything over a bit like so. So this is what it looks like on my second screen. Daily notes open on the right, tasks open on the left, and that stays there all the time. Okay, the only time it goes and disappears is when I open my email over the top of it, and then, yeah, but this is on. So basically, the two work very much hand in hand together. If I get SW and I got to work on the SW project, then what I can then do is open my desktop app, and then I can just go to my project. And I don't know, where are we? Let's find there's project one, and I can work on project one and then get working. So I can still use my desktop app and move things around, do whatever I want there. And whilst I'm doing that, this is already, it's all there. And I can make notes. I take a lot of notes. If I'm on the phone, I take a lot of notes. If I'm on a Zoom, I take a lot of notes. Just keeps things organized. So this is basically how I run and do my workflow and use tasks in Evernote. I've kind of got into a bit of a flow with this now, and it works really well. It may not work well for you, but it works well for me. This is why I'm not one of these people who say, you've got to stick to a freaking system, right? You try not, I would advise anybody not to. I've tried doing it. I've tried to plug myself into the get things done thing and be really strict, read the book, watch the videos, go onto the websites, some guru on YouTube tell you, this is how you've got to do it, man. This is the way to be productive. And I've done it and I've been less productive. I've looked at Paro and I've looked at all the different systems and all the different things. And I kind of worked out that they don't work for me because my brain is different and my freaking job is different, because everybody's job is different. Even if we've got the same job, we do our jobs differently. So they're different, if you know what I mean, right? So I think the most important thing is to maybe take a few ideas from this sort of thing, take a few ideas from Get Things Done, which I've done, the GTD thing, and build up over time your own system and your own workflow of doing things, because that will work with your brain a lot better than trying to force yourself into somebody else's system, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's how I do it. Hopefully that's been useful. Love to chat about it in the comments. So leave some, because I'm sure folks are saying, John, why are you doing that? That's total waste of time. But it works with my head, works with my brain. So leave some comments in the comments. Yeah. Leave questions in the comments as well if you've got any questions for another AMA video. And don't forget to subscribe, tamingthetrunk.com, tamingthetrunk.com. Thanks for watching.